agreed with him, though. It's 5:30. I'll go ahead and call our meeting to order at this time. We'll stand for the Lakota flag song. Everybody for coming this evening. This time it's public forum and board comments. The Todd County School District encourages participation by the parents, tribal education, the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, and the community. Before the meeting is called to order, which I already did, an individual who desires to speak at the school board meeting must be verbally or in writing inform the superintendent, business manager, or board president. You are limited to 5 minutes. And we have Kelly first.
Okay. I wanted to address the board tonight, but nobody would tell me for sure if I made the board meeting for tonight. So I couldn't really notify my team members. But the lady from Pierce said it was too short a notice. Judge, you called me about what, 1:30 this afternoon?
Yes.
It was about 1:30 when Josh called, and he told me how to do it because I didn't know how to do it. So I called her in here and she said it was too short a notice. And then I called Betty, and Betty said they're having problems at Spring Creek with the flooding and everything going on down there, so she couldn't make it. But I want to thank you, but we'll be here on the 12th.
Okay.
Because I have problems.
Okay. Did you, Kelly, can I ask if this is a complaint?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Okay, so if it's a complaint or grievance, then did you follow the policy?
Yes, I followed the chain of command.
Okay.
I started with Lorelai, then I went to Roberta, and then I told Roberta and Lorelai that I was coming to the board, and so they all knew that I was requesting to address the board. And then it fell through because it was short notice, and
So on the 12th then?
yeah. So
Okay.
my team members can't be here. Thank you.
All righty. And next we have Carter.
Well, I'm going to pass you guys each paper. So there you go. Here you go.
Thank you.
Here, we have an extra one.
We have an extra.
Oh, okay.
So, hello, my name's Carter Brady. I am a sophomore for Todd County High School. I was recently selected to be part of the team to represent South Dakota at the Disney Duels in Orlando, Florida, what is great about the duels is that they gave me an opportunity to wrestle, and they said I'll be wrestling about 15-20 matches, and it's folk style, so This allows me to refine my skills and challenge the competitive experience. It is also known to have college coaches in attendance, which is good. I have a huge passion for wrestling, and I look forward to proudly representing my community and school district. And I'm requesting monetary support to help cover the cost for deposit, a fair hotel stay, transportation, and entry fee from June 23rd to June 30th. Any financial assistance greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Carter. So when you get done, are you gonna come back and tell us all about it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
With souvenirs.
We're soon. No, you don't have to bring us souvenirs. But if you want to bring Mickey Mouse back with you, you're more than welcome. So after receiving Carter's letter, before we adopt the agenda, I want to do an addition at 7.3 for a monetary donation to Carter Brave for $1,000 and add it as 7.3 to be added. And then our next public presentation probably needs to go into exec, and we probably need to do it because it's further down on the agenda. So we'll do that now. So at this time, I'd like a motion to go into executive session at 5:36 for personnel.
I'll move.
Moved by Deb,
Second.
second by Michelle, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry. Staff recognition.
They're all on their way.
Oh, okay. Our staff shout out. Sorry about that. Thank you for waiting. So moving on at this time, because he's doing his under your superintendent report. So at this time, we set aside, before we adopt the agenda, we do a staff or student recognition. It's the end of the month, so it's our staff recognition, and we want to give a big shout out to our staff at the high school for the prom and the middle school for allowing them to do the after prom there. It was a success. The students looked so awesome, and so I know a lot of work goes into it, a lot of fundraising, and a lot of extra time to decorate, so congratulations to the staff for pulling it off and doing such a great job. At this time, I need a motion to adopt the agenda with the addition.
I'll move.
Moved by Michelle. Second by Deb. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Superintendent report.
For my superintendent report, I'm actually going to turn my time over to Mr. Andre.
I'm just gonna speak really briefly, and then I'm gonna let the girls talk, because 3 years ago, we came in, I did a PowerPoint of, kind of like a, hey, this is our program, and then I talked, and then I realized that the girls spoke not at all, because I hugged the spotlight, so.
Thank you.
So I'm handing you guys, what I'm giving you is our season booklet that I make every year for our end of the season awards night. Kind of caps off our season. Anyone else? Hold on. And goes through how we finished at different tournaments, our records, our accomplishments. And if you look at the very first page, there are 15 wrestlers listed there. We started last year, our max number was 5, and we had 15 this year. So I have 8 of the 15 here. Oh, 7 of the 15 here. Sorry, 7 of the 15 here. And whoever wants to go first, I guess.
Someone's got to start.
My name is Meet Claremont. I'm a junior at Todd County High School. I've been wrestling for 3 years now, and I placed at state for 3 years. So
Wow, congratulations. Good job.
My name is Adrian Thatcher. I'm a junior. I started off wrestling my freshman year, and I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed competing grow.
Thank you.
I'm super junior and I did wrestling for 3 years and this is my first year doing high school wrestling.
Awesome.
I am Sheila Homer. I've been doing wrestling for 3 years, 2 years in high school and 1 year in middle school.
Great
And I
job.
am a sophomore this year.
Awesome, great job.
My name is Alexis Steinberg. I'm a sophomore. This was my first year doing wrestling. I really enjoyed it. I created bonds with all my teammates and I love my team. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Glenn. I'm a 7th grader. This is my second year doing wrestling and my first year doing high school wrestling.
Good job.
My name is Lily and I did wrestling for 4 years. This is my first year doing high school.
Cool. Good job, ladies.
So our growth this year, we've had, after the coordination, we picked up our 7th and 8th graders, or for the coordination, we picked up our 7th and 8th graders. We let them finish their middle school season, and then 7th and 8th graders came up with us and we threw them right into the fire for the coordination, and they competed and practiced with us for the rest of the season. Alex is, that's one of our, she got connected with a friend on our team, and Alex came out, and Alex got her first win at LNI, which is awesome. And I was a little worried because we had you coming out for your first year ever. You have some of this and you have some of this. And at the end of the season, I'm like, "Are you coming back?" And Alex is like, "Heck yeah, I love these guys." So that's awesome. We also had our first ever middle school girls that got a varsity letter in Gwen and Lillian. They both, the requirements for the varsity letter are in the book as well. So that was awesome. There's a buzz at the middle school, and there's a buzz at the high school as well. Other girls that talked to me, hey, I want to come out for wrestling next year. What do I need to do? So that's awesome. We lost Jazzy as our only senior this year. So we're keeping 14 and adding. I'm excited about that. A couple of more exciting things about our season. The girls that are my juniors this year, that will be seniors next year, I told them that by the time they're seniors, I wanted to have duels on our schedule. Those people not familiar with wrestling, you have your tournaments, which are the all-day affairs, and you have your duels, which is us against you. And I wanted to have duels on our schedule for next year, and we were able to get a duel this year with our numbers. We got one duel against Lakota Tech. They let us come over, jump into a duel they were having. And it's just that it was our first time, so the girls didn't know what to expect. The only girl on the team that's experienced the duel before was Unique, because she's been invited twice now. We competed in Iowa at representing South Dakota for some duels there. So no one else knew what a duel was. So but it's exciting, and I'm hoping to get some duels here, because that's something that people who don't know wrestling can understand. It's my team versus their team, and that's easy. So so we got one in this year, and I'm already talking to other coaches. For next year, we should have some duels on our schedule, and I'm hoping to get one here. Let's see, I have some talking points. I want to make sure that's all of them. We had our first tournament as a team win. We won the Red Cloud Invite this year. We had regions, which was new for girls wrestling. There is only one class in high school girls wrestling, so we were mixed in there with the Piers and the Aberdeens. We see all those teams in tournaments. We go to tournaments that have the toughest teams in the B, which would be the B schools, like Canton has one of the biggest programs in the state. We see them in tournaments. So we had a really good season that way as well. And then I can't leave without throwing a pitch out there. I've been dabbling on Canva, and made a little rough draft of what would be an awesome wrestling facility. Because I can't do without bringing that up.
Yes.
And the reason I bring that up is, for the last 2 years, what Coach Dean and I have done is we've shared the space and we've shared the coaching responsibilities, where he'll lead practice 1 week and I'll assist, and then we'll switch the following week. It worked last year. Our numbers were small. This year, we both had around 12, 14 kids, and I honestly feel like we would have had we had a good season, but I feel like we would have had a better season if we had a little more space for us to have like our practice, you know. And I know I'm not, you know, I know that's down the road, but it's hard to get momentum and work on the things that we need to work on. Girls wrestling is different than boys wrestling. We have different technique, girls have different strengths than boys. And so to be able to have our practice and work on what we need to work on from the last tournament, the last meet or whatever. So I made the dream facility with 4 mats. It's still one building, it's still one room. You know, we're still a program. But I mean, Carter's example. Unique's been invited, Carter's been invited. Obviously, we've got some things going with our programs, and I think that we could have more of that, especially if we could have, you know, a dream space where we had room to run our practices and have, yes.
Also, for the South Elementary with the archery team.
Yeah.
And so these like less practice time because we have to roll up the mats almost like every day after practice.
So, but yeah, it's just, like I said, it's not, I couldn't not throw this out there for you guys, you know, it'd be awesome. It's just, there's so many things, there's so many pieces, and, you know, we're still a wrestling family, boys and girls, but we're different programs, you know, that's, we're still the same sport technically, but we're different programs. We're kind of a different sport, you know, and there's a possibility that girls wrestling rules might start changing a little to look more to what girls college wrestling is like, and that would even further divide, you know, what our practices look like. So I've brainstormed other options if this option doesn't work for you guys either. So, but yeah, I'm really passionate about Todd County wrestling as a whole. You know, this is my alma mater. This is my program. This is, you know, and I see, you know, where we've been and where we've dropped off and where we're rising back up again, and I love that. And I talk to coaches from other programs, and I see what other programs are doing, and they're very few. There's probably 1 or 2 successful programs with our numbers that aren't separate programs and with separate spaces. And the unfortunate thing is a lot of those places they're able to have like a morning practice, afternoon practice, which with activities is you know, really hard, or a late practice, early practice. And I know the boys and girls basketball team have been doing that, but I know that talking to Chuck and the coaches, that late practice, you know, it's like 40% less or fewer kids there at those because they can't make a lot of the practices, they don't have the rights. So yeah, that's my plug. But celebrating the season, I'm super excited about the momentum. We've got camps planning for this summer. We've got some fundraisers to help with those camps. And yeah, it was a great season, and I got a great bunch of wrestlers, and we're gonna just keep bringing them. These guys are my leaders. Lillian's gonna get high school next year, you know, 4 more years there. And we just got a lot of positives. So, girls, anything else you want to add before we? All right, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, girls.
Thanks, Chris. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Chris.
Congratulations. Great career.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Good work.
Thank you for having us.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having us.
Keep up the good work.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you for coming. Wow. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for letting us have the time.
We're going on this picture.
So out of that presentation, something to do maybe in June, because our May is stacked up pretty tight. And while Chad is here, I know we still need to get, finish work on what the plans are for the new multipurpose building for the high school. But I think we should have a facility space meeting. And what do we have for space, especially during all the different sporting events, and numbers versus numbers, and are there other places that we can maybe, the smaller numbered things move to a different area, but if we could know what all available spaces, gym spaces we have, and the different sport, I think we should have that discussion before next school year, before the next sporting events, because there's no way we're gonna have a brand new multipurpose building built by the start of next school year. But with our wrestling numbers coming up, you know, we need to start looking at numbers of participants versus other numbers of participants. And I know that the dormitory has a gym.
Mhm.
Is it getting space somewhere else for some other things? But what's convenient for the students too, because wrestling, you know, versus archery, I mean, that's kind of, we need to start looking at numbers and space. So if we could put that on there, Chad, when you want to, in June, discuss the new building, but also at that time, look at what facility space we have available.
If you guys can give me some dates in June, so I can talk to the architect and engineering team.
Nothing in June right now.
So, pretty wide open to ask them for some.
Pretty wide open in June.
Okay, I'll do that.
But I think that's awesome. Our wrestling team is really growing, so, I mean, we don't want to discourage our students. We want to keep growing. So moving on to 7.1, the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
Moved by Michelle.
I'll second.
Second by Amanda. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay, motion to approve policy IKFB.
I'll move. I'll second.
Moved by Amanda, second by Michelle. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion 7.3 for a monetary donation for Carter Brave in the amount of $1,000. Is there a motion?
Move.
Moved by Deb, second by Tim. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Not voting.
4, yeah.
4, 1 not voting. Okay, moving on to 8.1, motion to approve the 2025-2026 TCEA negotiation. Moved by Amanda,
Second.
second by Michelle. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion to approve the 2025-2026 TCPSEA agreement.
Move.
Moved by Deb,
Second.
second by Tim. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Motion to approve the 2025-2026 educational support staff offers.
Move.
Moved by Michelle,
Second.
second by Deb. All in favor?
Yes.
So we don't have ESP's agreement yet?
We did that last quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Approve the 2025-2026 professional staff offers.
Move.
Moved by Deb,
Second.
second by Michelle. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything else? Did everybody see the giant calendar?
I haven't yet.
Oh, sorry.
It's waiting
Okay.
for me, so.
All right, before you leave, there's homework on the
I'm
giant
pretty sure I'm.
calendar. Sign up so Josh knows, and then you can put it in your calendar book when all the events are.
And the ones that you have your name next to, I will send you an Outlook invitation as well.
Yeah.
So you'll have it in.
We just put our initials.
Yep, so anyone you put your name next to, I will just take those names and put those in a calendar invite and send them to you guys.
So then just to clarify, so on May 1st, we have a student hearing at 1 p.m. Noon. On there it says 1.
It's supposed to be
Noon?
Noon.
It's
Okay.
lunchtime.
Okay, so 12 noon,
It'll be super quick.
and it'll be super quick.
I can call into that one because I'll be going with nursing students to Sioux
So,
Falls.
and then we were supposed to do book study, so we're not gonna do book study that because NHS induction is at 5:15. So book study and the board eval, and I forgot to do a shout out to our admin, but thank all our admin for doing an evaluation on the board. It was much appreciated and good feedback for us to move forward and set some goals for the board. That will be on the 8th, starting at 5. And we'll do book study first, then we'll do our board eval. If you haven't given me your board eval, I need it before the 8th. And if you don't get it, if you don't have it this evening, I got Deb's.
I gave mine to Chad.
Okay,
Just now.
then give them to Chad. Chad is a keeper of them, and I can get them from Chad.
Do you want me to cater? So
Yeah,
I'm on the
because that
8th.
might be a long evening.
I'm on the 8th.
At 5. Bring your book. Read your chapters, 4 and 5.
You can make it.
You should. That'd be so good.
I do not have time this week.
I don't blame you. It's millions of marathon people. We are in the marathon mode. If you have an opportunity, get out and support the schools and our youth and our students and all their events. There's some really good things coming up. I'm excited for the district-wide concert. I'm really looking
Just
forward
okayed
to
the
it.
T-shirts today.
Oh, awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be spectacular, I think. Is Rosebud's little band coming?
They don't have one.
Darn it, I thought they did.
Not a band. It's mainly elementary and middle school and high school and
What does Rosebud do?
They never got their instruments, they're still over here as well, so.
Oh, okay,
So hopefully next year.
okay.
But what did we figure, Bobber, close to 100 if they all show up?
Maybe, over that, I think.
Yeah,
I think I had 50, Tammy said she had.
60 something.
Oh, wow.
Big. They practice this, they're gonna practice this Wednesday and the next Wednesday.
Oh, awesome. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Tim?
Roberta, I talked to Chuck and Perner about the high school basketball coaches. It's not on the vacancy list. So I asked if they're gonna advertise for those 2 positions.
We'll open it.
Get that out of the way as soon as possible.
Okay, if nothing else, then I'm going to adjourn our meeting at 6:17 PM, but you can't leave until, board members can't leave until you got the calendar done. Then we are done. And enjoy the rain. I know it's a pain right now, but come July, you're gonna be wishing for it.